Most people think highly intelligent people are easy to recognize. They imagine someone confident, someone who always has the answer, someone who makes sure everyone notices how smart they are. But psychology paints a very different picture. Many traits associated with extremely high IQ don't look impressive at all. In fact, they often look like weaknesses. Quiet people are called antisocial. Sensitive people are called emotional. People who question themselves are seen as insecure. But sometimes these traits are signs of a mind that simply experiences the world differently. Because intelligence isn't just about knowing more, it's about processing more, feeling more, and seeing complexity where others see simplicity. And one of the first signs may surprise you. Highly intelligent people often enjoy being alone, not because they hate people, not because they're lonely, but because solitude gives their minds room to think. For them, silence isn't empty, it's productive. While others recharge through constant activity, they often recharge through reflection. Their minds are naturally exploring ideas, memories, and possibilities. And too much noise can become exhausting. Being alone isn't a punishment, it's fuel. The second sign is something many intelligent people secretly struggle with. Their minds rarely switch off, even at night. Even while relaxing, thoughts continue moving, ideas connect with other ideas. Old conversations are replayed, future situations are imagined, questions appear out of nowhere, and one thought quickly turns into 10. This constant activity creates creativity and insight, but it also makes rest difficult, because a brain designed to explore deep doesn't come with an off button. The third sign surprises many people. Highly intelligent individuals often feel things more deeply than they show. People assume intelligence creates emotional distance. But research suggests the opposite. Beauty affects them deeply. Music affects them deeply. Injustice affects them deeply. And the pain of others affects them deeply. From the outside, they may seem calm, but inside, emotions can be incredibly intense, which is why many intelligent people become experts at hiding what they feel. Not because they don't care, but because they care more than most people realize. And perhaps one of the clearest signs of intelligence is something incredibly simple. Highly intelligent people are comfortable saying 3 words. I don't know. Because true intelligence isn't about pretending to know everything. It's about understanding how much remains unknown. And the more a person understands, the more they realize how much there still is to learn. Real intelligence creates curiosity, not arrogance, and that changes everything. The fifth sign is something highly intelligent people rarely talk about. They often struggle to find people they truly connect with, not because they think they're better than others, but because they crave depth. Small talk can feel empty. Surface conversations can become exhausting. They long for discussions about ideas, about life, about meaning, about questions without simple answers. And because those conversations are rare, they sometimes choose silence instead. From the outside, this can make them appear distant, but underneath that quietness is often a desire to find someone who understands the way they think. The sixth sign is cognitive flexibility. Highly intelligent people don't see changing their minds as weakness. They see it as growth. When new evidence appears, they're willing to update their beliefs. They aren't attached to being right. They're attached to understanding reality. This is why they often surprise people. They can hold one opinion today and another tomorrow, not because they're inconsistent, but because they're constantly learning. People with rigid thinking protect their opinions. Intelligent people protect the truth. And sometimes those are two very different things. The seventh sign is that they observe more than they speak. In groups, they're often listening, watching, studying. They notice body language, they notice emotions, they notice tensions that others completely miss. Before speaking, they gather information, and because of that, they may appear quiet. But silence doesn't mean a lack of intelligence. In many situations, the quiet person understands far more than everyone realizes. They simply don't feel the need to speak about every thought that enters their mind. And then comes a trait that confuses many highly intelligent people themselves. They often procrastinate on the things that matter most. Not because they're lazy, but because they care deeply. They can already imagine how great the final result could be, and they can also see every possible flaw. The gap between those two visions creates pressure, and sometimes pressure creates delay. Smaller tasks feel easy, but the projects with the greatest meaning become the hardest to begin, because excellence matters to them, and perfection quietly becomes the enemy of progress. What looks like laziness is often something very different. A mind that cares too much, and a fear that reality may never fully match the vision inside. The ninth sign is that highly intelligent people become bored very quickly. Their minds crave novelty, new ideas, new challenges, new ways of seeing the world. Things that excite others for years may lose their appeal much sooner. This is why many intelligent people have multiple interests, why they often change careers, and why they sometimes feel strangely restless, even when life appears comfortable. Their brains are constantly searching for something meaningful to explore. The 10th sign is persistent self-doubt. This surprises many people, because confidence and intelligence are often assumed to go together, but the opposite is frequently true. Highly intelligent people are painfully aware of what they don't know. The deeper their understanding becomes, the more complexity they see. And because they see complexity, certainty becomes difficult. They question themselves, they question their decisions, and sometimes they hold themselves to standards they would never expect from anyone else. From the outside, this can look like insecurity, but in reality, it's often the result of a mind that understands just how much remains unknown. And finally, the 11th sign, a quiet feeling of not fully belonging. Many highly intelligent people describe feeling slightly out of sync with the world around them. Not dramatically different, not isolated, just different. They process more, they notice more, they feel more. And because of that, ordinary life can sometimes feel strangely difficult to explain. Conversations may feel shallow, relationships may feel complicated, and even success may not bring the satisfaction they expected. But being different isn't a flaw. It's simply the consequence of experiencing life through a different lens. And perhaps that's the most important thing to remember. Intelligence isn't just about solving equations or having the right answers. It's about experiencing the world with greater depth, which can be both a gift and a burden. So if some of these signs describe you, don't assume something is wrong with you. Maybe you've simply been interpreting your differences as weaknesses, when they were never weaknesses at all, because the people who think deeply, feel deeply, and question deeply are often the same people who understand life more deeply than most. And sometimes, what makes you feel different may be the very thing that makes you extraordinary. If one of these signs felt especially familiar, let me know in the comments. And if this video gave words to something you've quietly experienced for years, share it with someone who might need to hear it too. Because understanding yourself is the beginning of everything.